What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We're going to do a Dark FAE guide. We haven't done one yet. I've been trying to get up higher to try and do like a more difficult Dark FAE. We haven't done the hard yet, but I feel like it's going to be the same concept going from easy or normal to hard. It's just going to be, you need better stats. So we're going to run through this. We're going to get to the boss and I'll kind of show you ideas of what we're going to be using for Dark FAE. We'll go over her skills, we'll go over everything you need to know about her, and then we'll show you what the boss can do at the very end. So let me start this, and then we'll fast forward to the end and kind of give you some ideas. Okay, so the edge shouldn't be too difficult, obviously on normal, but when she starts, she puts up a clone of everybody. When I first did her, I just ran into it just to see what she does. So I had like Rhodos, I had Lydia, I had like all these really good champs, and I'm like, shit, I'm facing myself. So I died. So really this boss reminds me of the Scarab King, like kind of the setup that you really want. You want a lot of turn meter control. So the skills at the top, passive, all turn meter reductions reduced by 50%. Yeah, we kind of knew that. That was going into the same as Scarab King. Damage from skills from enemy max HP, same thing. Immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block active passives, fear, true fear, and any HP exchange. So she's immune to almost everything. And then this is a passive. So place a perfect veil on her for 3 turns and basically makes shadow clones of the enemy team. Every time counter reaches 5, so this is the counter over here. And place a perfect veil on 3 turns every time it reaches 5. Okay, so basically every time this reaches 5, she'll put up a perfect veil and summon these dudes down here. Banishes 1 enemy champion. So if you don't kill or get fast enough, she's going to banish one of your guys. And then spawns a mirror clone of them into her army. So plays a true fear debuff on enemies, which is really good in this game. Also increases the dark energy counter by 1. So basically she's going to be doing this and making a clone of your enemy team. This one attacks all enemies. All living allies will team up and join the attack. Damage increased by 25% of each. So basically she has a counterattack on her team. Not a counterattack, but like what she does, where she just targets one person, everybody does. So if you have AoE attacks, which we do, Sylar, with a stun set, you're going to get attacked by everybody. So that's actually a really good skill right there. And then attacks all enemies, steals 1 random buff from each enemy according to the number of magic champions on the enemy team. So she's going to steal up to 5 buffs on your team. Steals turn meter for each enemy according to the number of force champions on the team. So it depends on what champions you have. Okay, so force champions, 25% chance of placing true fear for void champions, increases by 25% for each void champion, and heals if you have any spirit champions. So basically knowing what champions you have coming in here, it's going to be tough. And then this one attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a leech debuff. So all AoE attacks, all buffing her team, and all decreasing your team. So what I thought of doing is literally just trying to control the turn meter as fast as possible. So we brought in Deacon. Anybody that can control the turn meter first. I want to try Warlord. I think he'll be good as well, because basically being able to reset all of their cooldowns, because they have the same skills as you. So if you don't go first, you're kind of screwed. So Warlord I think would be a good idea for this as well. So let's start off. We're going to increase our turn meter and steal their turn meter. So we definitely need some accuracy on him. So there you go. We stole some. And then we're going to put up a decreased defense on everybody. So there you go. We got the decreased defense. Now Kayla is really good in here. We can either do a really strong AoE attack, increasing our crit rate, or we could do the blinding glow, which we can stun one of these buffers, which will probably be Sylar or even our own Deacon on the other side. But we're going to just try and test this out and do some massive damage. So there you go, we did a crap ton of damage. Now, what she can do, she's also really fast with a stun set as well as increased accuracy. So we can either decrease the speed, which we're probably going to on the boss, but it's an AoE decreased speed and decreased turn meter. Sylar is just so good. So there you go, everybody's decreased speed. Now, we also have a decreased turn meter, but I'm just going to try and do some of this to kill the ads, which we do. And then she can come up with a Heart Seeker, and then boom, take that down. Now it's kind of just a race of keeping the turn meter down with Allure. So you go, now Allure is going to attack with her A1, decrease the turn meter a little bit. We have decreased accuracy, so she's not able to steal our buffs or place buffs. And then Allure just does her A1, and he kind of just keeps it down. We have stealing of the turn meter, I can basically put this on auto now. But that's kind of my go, is almost the same as Scarab King, except you don't need a shield. So essentially, if you have 2 allures, that could be good. Cold Heart would be good. Sylar obviously is very good. Krayla Witch Arm, you probably don't need Krayla. She just helps with the damage and helps with the AoEs. So if you have another really strong AoE champion or like a Warlord to try and decrease the turn meter and give you shields, that might be good. But that's basically our take on FAE. So again, we haven't gotten to the hard FAE yet, but let me just kind of show you some other champions that could be good. So if you need, if you want to go more of the tanky route, again, Lydia is going to be on the enemy team. Again, whoever you bring in, you're going to be facing at the same exact time. So I'm thinking Warlord, because he does have this skill, which attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of putting the target skill. So basically, if you could do this first, the enemy team doesn't have their skills. They only have their A1s, which you think about, it's a lore, which she's going to reduce your turn meter. Cold Heart, she's going to hit everybody. Krayla that just does an AoE or a single attack. And then also, who else? Oh, and Deacon, who just does a single attack. But Sylar, you got to watch out for Sylar, because she does have the AoE on her A1, which has a stun set on, so she could actually do that to you. Now, again, I'm going to try it with the Warlord, but Warlord, I think that would be a good idea just to have him in there. He's also really fast with a lot of accuracy. So, Drexler is more for like a long-term game. I'm thinking maybe Underpriest Brogni potentially as well, because of the shield, it can't be removed. So at least you're doing damage to the enemy team and you can't remove the shield, and it heals your team. So if you need a more defensive team, you can do that. She only puts up defense. Maybe Rotos could probably one-shot somebody on the enemy team, as long as... But then you're facing a Rotos, which again is hard because you can't one-shot a Rotos. So you got to be careful with that. Longbeard I have. He's not booked up yet, but if you don't have Krayla, if you have a Longbeard could do the same thing, increasing your damage by 20% as well. Who else? Draco, probably not, just because of the poisons. You need really AoE. Ray could be good. AoE damage. Iron Brago could also be good. He's got the provoke and decrease attack, so actually Iron Brago could be a very good champion. He could stun one person, increase your defense. He's got the passive that brings in extra defense. Valkyrie, probably. I know we're going into a lot of legendary champions. I tried Duchess the first time, but again, you're facing a Duchess. So you probably don't want to face a Duchess. Now let's get into some epics. So Madame, if you want to take off any shields that the enemy team might have started with, and she has a decreased attack and decreased defense. So that's a good combo for the enemy team. Again, Sylar, super good. Also Basher. So if you don't have a Warlord, Basher could be a replacement. So you have block buffs, but also attacks all enemies, increases the cooldown of all enemy skills by 2 turns. So this doesn't work on the boss, but at least with the adds, he'll be able to kind of be like a Warlord for you. Plus, he's also very fast and a lot of accuracy. So again, he could be really good. Obviously, Magnar, if you brought him and, you know, he's the new Trunda, you could just have him just nuke down the entire wave. If you have a Trunda, bring in a Trunda. Seeker could increase the turn meter of all you guys if you have him going first. So he can then increase the turn meter so all of you guys actually get a turn, increase attack on your team, and also provoke somebody on the enemy team. So if you have a Sylar on the other team, provoke your own Sylar. Sandlash Survivor I wouldn't bring because... Again, same with Seeker. They have really good passive, but again, you're facing a Seeker and you're facing a Sandlash. So same with Vergas. So if you bring this guy, he could be very defensively, but again, you're always facing who you're bringing. So if you bring super high attack people with good turn meter manipulation, like a Sylar, like a Cold Heart, like Basher, not a lot of HP, but does the job, those are the people you're going to want to be bringing. Who else? Again, we got Cold Heart. Most of my guys are in the vault. I don't know if block revive works. We should probably test that. Let's bring in Foley. Maybe a block revive could actually work. If you want to reset the cooldowns, bringing in a Prince Kymar. That could be good. Provokes on everybody. Bring in a provoke champion, make her super fast, a lot of accuracy. She can then just take all of the attacks if you're building more of a tanky team. We're going to do another video on hard once we get to the hard mode. But this is, again, my concept of what we're going to be needing for FAE is a lot of turn meter control, a lot of speed, and a lot of accuracy. Who else? And allures. Somebody asked if you need 2 allures. I think just having 2 allures in your back pocket, very good for Scarab King. But 2 allures are always really good to have on your account. And then obviously we have Deacon. Deacon could be really good. But let's test out the block revive. I'm actually curious if the block revive does work on FAE. Because if it does, then that's another thing you could do. So where's our Foley? Not built up very strong. We actually doesn't even have a a banner on. What's his? We need an attack banner. Filter, banner, attack. We only have 1, 2 attack banners, really. All right, we'll throw this on our Foley. So Foley's up to 210 speed. We don't want to make sure he's like super slow, but we want to make sure he goes before the enemy team. Pretty good. Not crazy, but we'll try it out. So let's run it again. We'll be back for the boss. All right, so we're going to test out the Basher, see if the increased turn meter works. We're going to keep a lore. We're going to bring in Deacon, Speed Ore, which is great, and also Foley. Again, just a block revive champion. So let's test this out. Let's see if this actually works. All right, I had it on auto going into it, so Foley doesn't have his his block revive up. So we'll see how this goes. So we're gonna test out this one first. So we're gonna see if this works. Cool, increase everybody's cooldown. There, our Basher, because he's super fast, went before our team because he's faster than our Deacon. So Deacon's then going to try and increase our turn meter, throw up a decreased defense. So you're facing your enemy team. So what do we have? Block revive. We have a leech. 4 times at random puts up a leech. Yeah, we'll just do this. Cool. And then we're just going to try and do an AoE. And then again, we're just testing this out for now. I want to see what she does first. So usually you want to reduce the turn meter, but now we're going to see what she does first. So there you go. She blocked our block revive champion, so we can't even test that shit out. All right. Everybody's got fear on them. Let's throw up a block buffs. Kill their Foley. I wonder, so if we kill that Foley, does our Foley come out? That would be good to know, right? He does. Cool. So he comes out. I want to have her summon a new champion because I want to try and block revive them. Damn. Should have done her A3. Make somebody. All right, here we go. Cool. So AoE didn't bring it up. All right, so we're gonna restart and try to do a block revive and see if it does anything. All right, and we're back. So Basher's gonna go first, reset everybody's cooldown, which it worked. Then our Basher goes, and then we're gonna increase our turn meter, decrease defense. All right, so we missed our Foley, of course. Now let's do an AoE. All right, so everybody got block revive. So I'm just curious. I want to see if she summons anybody. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. All right, so block revive doesn't work. Does that say it in here? Maybe it says it somewhere over here that I just didn't pay attention to. Immune to HP exchange, HP burns, block active skills. We knew that. So, okay, so I mean, again, we can't block revive. So that was a good test. You guys probably already knew that. But don't bring in Foley if you don't really need to, unless you really just need an AoE DPS. But we could have had her just not go. So she would have done her Heartseeker, she would have done her A1, and then just increase. But his thing works. So if you really need somebody to just increase your own champion's turn meter, you could bring in a Basher or a Warlord. Warlord decreases the turn meter, which is good. So Warlord goes first, decreases everybody's turn meter, resets their cooldowns. So that way at least you have your team go before their team. And then just bring in a nuke. So Foley, instead of Foley, bring in a nuke. Trunda, Magnar, whatever his name is. Bring those guys in, and then you should be good to go. And literally, you just run this on auto and see what it does at the end. Of course, she she Heartseekered the ad instead of the boss. But yeah, lore I think is so good for this boss. Maybe even bringing in 2 like beefy allures with like relentless sets. At Cold Heart and Relentless set. They could do some work. Yeah, lore just won't let her go. Our lore is super good. Just super fast and a lot of accuracy. So pretty simple. Let's see what the other teams people have made for this. So we got just nuking as fast as possible. Nuking. We went more of a turn meter control. And obviously global is probably just nuking. Yeah, they just want to go as much as possible. AoEs would be good. So people that have AoEs, Byron, I see a lot in Doom Tower now. The fat guy, this guy, he's got really good AoE, and he just hits so freaking hard on his A1. We have to level up our long beer. That's what we should do. We don't have this guy, Vargas, or whatever his name is, that guy. And then just a normal build right here. There you go. So we got Draco, this guy, to freeze everybody on the AoE. Krayla, we actually have this team. Probably not built out like this guy does. But there you go. So hopefully this helped you out. If you don't want to do just like a straight up nuke and attack the guy, put in a DPS, put in a turn meter control, put in a control for the skills. Have a speed lead aura. Have it like Deacon's so good because he actually steals a turn meter, gives you turn meter, and puts up a decreased defense on everybody. Has a speed aura. You don't really need the leech too much, but and a lore. So if you go like Warlord instead of Basher, you get a nuke in here. Oh my god. Basilisk Ronus might be really freaking good for this. Really slow. I probably took off most of his gear. What's his accuracy? Not good. Alright, so we're going to try one more time with Basilisk Ronus for all my Basilisk Ronus champs out there. Alright, nothing crazy, but I love Basilisk Ronus. But guys like him, he's got the skill to attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a stun. If you don't get the stun place, you actually just reduce the turn meter, so that's actually really good. We have Rosin, which has the AoE, attacks all enemies, decrease turn meter by 100%. Then we have this guy, he puts the freeze up. If you have him booked out, he can do 100% freeze, so that's also really good. You have Astralon, which has the AoE stun, 100%. So these are like the and right here. And Nethril. Nethril has two attacks. So attacks all enemies, decrease turn meter by 100%, or attacks all enemies and has a 75% of placing a stun, or decrease the turn meter or speed, whatever. So all these people have AoE CCs. Sylar, same thing, that are able to help you control the waves. So again, Basilisk Ronus, if you don't have a Warlord, you could bring in a Rosin, or again, Astralon, or we don't have a booked, he's not booked out, so I can't use him. Or we haven't used Nethril in a long time either, but we haven't used Basilisk Ronus. So Rosin, everybody should have Rosin. So bring this in, and let's see what the hell this does. Because he actually has an AoE. Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, we'll try this. We'll do this. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so what do we need to do first? Deacon obviously goes first. Steal some turn meter. Decrease the defense on everybody. She can do her AoE. Sleep anybody? Oh no, she slept everybody. We can't do a Heartseeker yet, but let's just do an AoE. Extra turn. Extra turn. And Cold Heart just does everything. So then he's going to try to do 100% turn meter, but it's only 50%. So they got 50%. And then he could do either this, which just hits pretty hard, or he could also reduce the turn meter. Nice. And obviously he goes, and then Allure just does her A1. And yeah, so then Heartseeker put up a decreased defense and weaken. Nice. Increased turn meter. Yeah, so I think that's this boss, is like, as long as you can kill the ads pretty quickly, you have an Allure, anybody else that decreases the turn meter. Oh, I want to see if he can actually steal the buff. I don't think he can. But that'd be hilarious. Oh, he gets rid of the buff. Honestly, it doesn't matter. He's the only one you're attacking, so. But that's Because then if she does I wonder. Because basically, like, you can take the buff off. She makes somebody. Does she put the buff back on? Like the whatever it's called? Let's just do this. Alright, so there you go. So there you go, the buff's off. So Rosin coming in here, stealing the buff. Now you could target this chick. Oh, that is cool. That is good. That's good to know. So basically you can still do damage. Like Rosin, phenomenal. Because even if the ads are up, like he's doing an AoE, which reduces everybody's turn meter, and reduces the boss's turn meter by 50%. And he can take away the buff. Ronus, same exact thing. Ronus can do his AoE first, stun everybody, and then do his A1 to steal the buff. So a couple different options, guys. There's a lot of champions that we could be using for this boss. If you're having trouble, let me know in Discord. Hit me up. We still have... Guys, we're recruiting on for DBN5, by the way. I'm going to do a whole video on it. But DBN5 has about 6 spots open. So we won, I think, 6 clan versus clans. We're always doing the top... I think in the clan vs clan we're the top 1, like the number 6 or 7 bracket, whatever it is. So we're getting really good gear. We got a bunch of really good guys in the clan. A couple of whales, Carlos, Vito, Related, Sofa, like all these people just put up crazy numbers. Sweet Louis, he's our pimp. But all these guys just help out with the clan, and we always get rid of people that just don't do anything. So always rotating, like keeping really good people in, because we're trying to get the top rewards. And again, this is a casual rating guild. We're not gonna like hold you to, hey, you have to do 500,000 for the clan versus clan to stay in it. We're like, hey, as long as we're getting the top rewards, I don't care if we win the clan versus clan. It's just we want to get those essentially free rewards for the clan versus clan. But guys, we're recruiting for that. So if you're interested, hit me up on Discord. You have to be in Discord for the clan, and also let me know what you guys want to see next. We're gonna wait till we get to the hard mode to do the Bommel guy. So we did 90 Bommel. We're kind of the same team as the video you guys saw before. And also, once we get up to 120, we'll do the next FAE. So we'll do FAE 120. Oh, cool. New avatar. And then once we get to the hard mode, we'll do more videos on that. Like, there's a ton of videos I do for Doom Tower because it's definitely one of the newer things to do in the game. But guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you guys aren't subscribed to these videos, actually pop up for you guys. Appreciate all the Dirtbags, Dirtbag Nation, for hitting 1,500. Holy shit. But you guys are awesome. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in another video soon.